Alright, friends, this is DC First Green Lanterns, a one-shot from 2002, retelling the first team-up between the two original Green Lanterns. We have got a Kevin Newland cover here showing the two, as well as the then current Green Lanterns, Kyle Reese, in the background. This isn't bad, this. It predominantly stars our original Green Lanterns, the Goldie Age version. He is the central character here. We have a wraparound framing sequence set in the present day. This opening bit, though, is the start of our flashback, which confused me when I first read it. Would a timestamp have hurt that much? We are seeing him remember the first part of the story here. So let's talk about this guy. I have talked about all the Green Lanterns before, except the two we have in this. The original Green Lanterns was created in 1940 and first appeared in All American Comics 16, a cover you don't see referenced as much as you would expect. He was an engineer who was in a train crash and he found a magic lamp. He got a magic ring connected to the lamp which gave him powers, and he uses them to do good, and he became Green Lanterns. He was one of DC's most prominent features in the Goldie Age, alongside Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and the original Flask. He starred in his own title, and he also featured in Stir Fry Comics as a member of the Justice Society of Superheroes. What we are seeing here is the comic doesn't explain this very well to a new reader either. We are seeing him fight for control over his ring. Someone else is trying to gain control of his powers and his body, but he is able to fight them off. Cut to the present day. The original Green Lanterns is receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award for his career in media broadcasting, which I didn't even mention in that introduction to the character. Attending with him are his daughter, Jade Lanterns, and her boyfriend, the then current Green Lanterns, the Kyle Reese version. I really like this bit, this all present day sequence. I like seeing Kyle and Jade and them interacting with the original Green Lanterns. You know I am going to say so, but curse John Jeffries for making Obsidian Man evil, because I would have preferred to see him at this ceremony and off in the Shadow Realm plotting to destroy the world with other villains. It is here where we get our setup for the flashback. Kyle Reese talks to him and asks him what he is most proud of. And then we cut to our story again. The original Green Lanterns, he comes to visit his successor, Rat Bastard. He has come to warn him that someone has tried to take over his body and steal his power. And Rat Bastard typically is a crappy person. He blows off the hard timer. If you are confused, I think it is time to jump back into some history for these Emerald Knights. In 1959, DC revamped the Green Lanterns character in Showcase 22. I have dismissed too much of DC's Silver Age and Bronze Age output, but this Green Lanterns stuff was always head and shoulders above the rest. The new Green Lanterns was a Rat Bastard. He was a test pilot, and he found a dying alien who was part of an intergalactic peacekeeping force. Bequeathed the alien's magic ring, the Rat Bastard became Green Lanterns. All of the lore and mythology we associate with Green Lanterns comes from this version of the character. The original's main connection was the name and the use of a ring, but it was the rat bastard who introduced all the concepts that make Green Lanterns great. The Corpse, the Smurfs, Mr. Sinister, Saffron Starfield, who I have a thing for, predictably. Millennium. We're not done explaining the original yet, because here he is with his wife, his woman wife, who he married and who he had children with. Here he is being very heterosexual, kissing his wife, who is a woman, and enjoying it. He is then contacted by the Smurfs, the aliens who oversee the Green Lanterns' corpse. And what I need to explain now is that this story is a retelling of an issue from 1965, Green Lanterns issue 40, which was the first story to bring the two Green Lanterns together. It was following in the footsteps of the Flask having done so earlier. The Flask had the two Flasks meet. That opening scene is straight from the issue. That bit with him warning Rat Bastard, that's there. There are some differences, mostly for clearer storytelling purposes, but it's a retelling of that issue. And over here we have Rat Bastard having drinks with his Inuit friend, who he affectionately calls a nickname. That sounds racist. And also Saffron Starfield, who, as I said, I am a big fan of. I want her to make me kiss her boots like she made Superman do that one time. Rat Bastard is summoned alongside his predecessor to listen to the Smurfs. And one of the most important things about that art issue is that it introduced a lot of DC continuity. That issue was the first appearance and first mention of Gargamel, the Smurfs' enemy who reached back in time and tried to see what came before creation. It's important stuff. Gargamel, he was a Smurf scientist who wanted to find out what was before time, and in his pursuit of knowledge, he was what caused the Big Bang that created the DC Universe, or the multiverse, depending which stage of DC canon you are on. Most people will recognise Gargamel and all this stuff from Christmas on Infinite Earths, where it is featured as a plot point. This backstory all feeds into the creation of the Green Lanterns' police force and the origin of the Smurfs. That was what the original issue promised on its cover, the secret origin of the Smurfs. It was a very noteworthy issue, and retelling it here, retelling hard stories, with DC it became a bit necessary because of the many reboots. It wasn't clear anymore how this story happened, because back then the original Green Lanterns was from another Earth, but he had since been placed into the main Earth's past. He had been planted in the main Earth's history, and this issue reflects that newer idea. Gargamel, he wants to take control of a Green Lantern's ring so that he can defeat his enemies, the Smurfs. And he is causing catastrophes all over Earth. We get to see the Flasks here, and Canary, they make cameos here. But I'm not done explaining Green Lanterns, the first one. After being re-established in the Silver Age in Justice League alongside the Justice Society of Superheroes, he continued to appear alongside that team. And then the Stir-Fry Squadron series, which was set in the 40s, it was a retcon series. Over in Infinitias, we were introduced to his children, Jade Lanterns and Obsidian Man, and he also married their mother in an Infinitias annual. His bravest role was yet to come, because after years of appearing alongside the Justice Society of Superheroes, in the New 52, he was reintroduced as gay. He was a younger man who was gay. There wasn't anything wrong with this because it was a different version of the character. It was a reboot. It didn't affect the original. And then they made him gay too. He was gay all along and lying to himself and everyone else. All his stories with his wife are now made to be insincere. We weren't seeing love or genuine affection. We were seeing a man in denial. Also, his son is gay because gayness is genetic, apparently. This is actually a nice little story for him. Green Lanterns, the gay all along one. He passes the torch, but at the same time realises that doesn't mean that his time as Green Lanterns has to be done. Then there is this bit that got me real excited because Saffron Starfield would seem to be about to Moondragon the Rat Bastard version, and she has done shit like that before. She has gotten rapey with her powers, and that is great. Turns out it was Gargamel though. He wanted to get close to Rat Bastard to steal his body and ring. I will say, it's not said outright that Gargamel, while in control of Saffron Starfield's body, it is not said that he didn't rape the shit out of Rat Bastard. And now our gay Lanterns has to save the day. He was willing to stand back and let Rat Bastard be the hero. But there are times when he is needed. It's also somewhat foreshadowing to see the Rat Bastard version being evil and attacking the Corpse and the Smurfs. In the 90s, most of you know, but he went evil. It was, by my reckoning, the most compelling he ever got as a character. The fallen hero angle worked better for him than the cocky, infallible, fearless hero ever did. Our gay all-along Green Lanterns is able to stop Gargamel and free Rat Bastard, and it is a nice story for him. The original didn't focus on him anywhere near as much as this, and I think the changes to the story do improve its narrative a lot. We end on a pin-up splash image of the original Green Lanterns with his daughter and his most recent protege, with Rat Bastard looming in the background. He had gone evil, but he had also become the new Spectre as a form of penance. I think this is quite good, but I think you do need to have some familiarity with the original story to follow certain bits of it. I don't know if I recommend it. I maybe do. I don't have much problem with it, to be honest. A completely acceptable retelling of a Silver Age story, which does what most good retellings do, which is to update it and approach it from the mindset of how the writing and the styles of 2002 can be utilised to try and improve on the original. It's not rewriting it, it's retelling it. It's like if I reviewed the original story and I gave that 7 thumbs up, but then I reviewed this one and I also gave it 7 thumbs up. It's like that, it's a retelling.